Hey everybody, I am going to show you a pack that I have had a hard time finding reviews on, and that is the Hajker Pro by USWE. And if Hajker is not how to say it, you can feel free to correct me down below in the comments. This is the 18. I have got the 18 liter, and I have got the winter version in the 30 liter, and I have also got the 24 liter. I originally bought the 24 liter and I decided it was too big for a mountain bike pack in the summer because that's what I'm using it for. I then got the 18 and it seems to be just about the perfect size. And then I decided I wanted to get the 30 liter winter pack for the winter time for fat biking. They tout this as a mountain bike pack as well as a fast packing pack. I have not used it as a fast packing pack yet, but I do plan on trying it out as one. It's got a fantastic vest that is probably one of the best vests for keeping the pack from bouncing. It's called the No Dancing Monkey, I think 2.0 vest. Sorry, it's a No Dancing Monkey 2.1 harness apparently. And it's got this really great buckle in the middle here that just sits on top of your chest. And it's got this really great belt that is fully removable. So if you don't want the weight of a waist belt, you can take it right off. And even without the waist belt, this thing stays put. It does not move at all on my back anyway. This pack and I have a bit of a love-hate relationship because there are a lot of things on this pack that I absolutely love. And there are a lot of things on this pack that I could really do without, literally. Like, this thing has so many features that I just don't understand why they're there. All they do is make the pack heavier. And this pack is definitely not one of the lightest packs that you can buy. And it's because it has so much stuff on it. I'm just going to go through the features of the pack and I'm just going to tell you whether or not I like it or I don't like it. You guys can make up your own minds. This is made of Robic and UHMWPE Extrema. I think that the white Pro pack and the black pack that is not called the Pro are exactly the same material. I have not been able to figure out for the life of me, and it's not without lack of trying, what the difference is between the black pack and the white pack. The black pack is cheaper. I mean, if it's just about the same, maybe go for the black pack. I just really like the way the white one looked, and I figured there had to be a difference because one of them's called a Pro and one of them isn't called a Pro. The waist belt is made of mesh and foam. The mesh is nice because there are some cuts through the foam to give you a lot of ventilation. And there's quite a bit of ventilation in the back panel here too. I'll just open it up here. You can see that it's got a raised mesh, kind of an X area here and on the top, and then in between it's got these channels to conceivably take the sweat away from your back. I think it's better venting than a lot of other packs. However, it is a little bit heavier than a lot of other packs because it almost feels like some kind of cotton material or something. I'm sure it's not, but it just seems like it's a really heavyweight material. You can see that you can squish the panel, but it's quite protective, and I think that they made it protective so that if you fall off your mountain bike, it's actually protecting your spine a little bit. You can see that this panel is actually adjustable as well, so there's some Velcro in here. You can hear me undo it. And it's a little bit difficult because there's a ton of Velcro in there, but you can see that it's got different markings for different lengths. You have just got to kind of figure out what's comfortable for you, and then you'll know what number you should be on for your pack. And I mean, you're never going to do that more than once unless you're sharing a pack with someone. The belt does come totally out, and you can actually use the belt separately to the pack. So if, say, you're looking for a running belt and you're also looking for a pack, this thing takes care of both. So here is one of the belts out already. You can see that there's a Velcro strip here that keeps the belt from moving when it's attached inside the pack. This has got a really big stretch pocket here that you can fit a lot of stuff into. You could probably fit a running jacket, maybe some really thin running pants or whatever. These side pockets have the waterproof, in air quotes, because they're water resistant, not waterproof, zips on the side pockets, and the side pockets are quite large. They're really handy. The waist belt's pretty nice because it's got that system where you can do up the snap and then you pull both sides of the waist belt to be able to tighten it so it doesn't loosen up on you. There is a bottom pocket here, and I like this bottom pocket for my bike tools. I have a little roll, which, I mean, takes up more weight, of course, but it keeps my tools from rattling in there. So I've got my roll in there. I've got my pump, and I've got my zip ties, which I take all the time, everywhere, because you never know what's going to happen. And zip ties can fix just about everything. It's amazing what they can fix. Zip ties and duct tape. This is Canada, eh? So we take duct tape everywhere. You can see some daisy chain here on the back. The straps are pretty beefy. There's little hooks here, and that is to attach the included helmet holder. There's little hooks that attach on the bottom, and then there's hooks that attach on the little straps that they've got on the side here. And then you put your helmet in there, and then you can tighten up all four. There's 4 corners to this thing. I myself have never used it. I don't even take the helmet thing with me because you can also just strap your helmet to the top of the pack if you wanted to, or hook it on one of these daisy chains with your chin strap. There's a carry handle at the top here, which is all right. I could take it. I could take that or leave that. The pack is not big enough or will ever be heavy enough to really need anything other than the side straps to carry it, but okay, it's there anyway if you want it. This has got a roll top, which is great. And then it's got the top strap that you can use to strap whatever you need on the top, maybe your chair or your foam if you're going for a fast pack. Roll top also has these hooks that hook on to these side bungees. To me, this is kind of awkward, especially on the winter pack, trying to deal with this when you have your gloves on. It's a little bit hard to get this out and in. I would have much rather have had just a buckle on the top that could buckle these things together. And USWE just came out with a new one of these packs. They call it the Ultra instead of the Pro. And it does eliminate a lot of these things that I don't like these little side things. And it does give you a buckle at the top instead. And I think that it's also made of a lighter weight material, which is nice because I find this pack to be quite heavy. I keep calling it USWE, but it's actually USWE. So they call the new pack the Ultra Pack, and I'm just looking at it here for the specs, and it looks like the Ultra Pack is only 700 grams, which is pretty decent for a pack. I am actually considering selling this one and getting the new Ultra version just for the weight savings, because I'm a little bit of a weight weenie, and I'll literally just take off everything that I can off of this pack, like the hip belt and this here, and take off all the accessories that I could put on the front of this pack just because I think it's too heavy. I don't think that the new Ultra Pack is actually made of Ultra material, and that would have been really cool. I'm hoping that USWE is going to up the specs on this pack and use some of the more current materials like Dyneema and Ultra. That would probably shave a little bit of weight off this pack. This is the 18 liter, but the weight on the 24 liter is 1,018 grams. And they say that the hydration capacity is 3 liters, but I'm not sure where they're getting that from, unless maybe the packs this year, I bought these last year, maybe the packs this year have a bigger bladder storage compartment, but this one here, I will show you the bladder storage compartment. I've got it down here and I put a 2-liter bladder into it. So you can see this 2-liter bladder in here and it's actually sticking out the top. And I cannot figure out why they didn't make this so that there was a flap over the top, because this is supposed to keep the heat in. You can see that it's got the silver lining to keep the heat inside of this sleeve. I mean, the heat would just escape out the top. You can see that a 2-liter fits in here nicely, but there's no way that a 3-liter could fit in here. I mean, you could always put a 3-liter bladder in the back of this pack without the sleeve, but that kind of defeats the purpose, right? And you can see that there's a little hook here that hooks into the back of this pack. So you can see here that there is a big opening in the back of the pack that is completely separate to the inside of the pack, which is nice because if you ever fell off your bike and you exploded this thing, you don't want the water all over your gear. You just slip this in here, and then the mate to the buckle is right here. So snapped in now, and the bladder goes inside. And all you do is you take the hose and you put it through here, and then you can put it through the bottom one too, and then your hose is secure. And I love this for mountain biking. Now, if I was fast packing, I don't like having a bladder when I'm fast packing. And you can get bottle pockets that snap in. It's hard to see, but there are 4 little slidey things here where you slide the water bottle pockets that you can buy online into here. There's actually a few accessories that you can slide into this. I do have one of the water bottle pockets, but I can't find it at the moment, so it's not going to be in this video. I will show it as a picture, but it just slides in and snaps. Now you have to be careful when you're buying water bottle pockets from USWE because there are two separate kinds of harnesses and there are two separate kinds of water bottle pockets. I made the mistake of ordering water bottle pockets without knowing that. And I got the ones that are for the other harness. And you can see that you have to actually undo down here and slip this strap through this hole to get the water bottle pocket on. And that is not compatible with this pack. These work really well. Now, it would have been great if they maybe gave another little pocket here below. So there was two pockets on each side of the harness, because then when you take off the belt and you want to use this without the belt, you'd still have some place to put your snacks if you have two bottles or a bottle and bear spray up front. Here, when you put these bottle pockets on, it's a little bit inconvenient because, as you can see, the harness leans. So your water bottle is going to be leaning a little bit away from your face. So it's a little bit of a contortion effort to drink from your water bottle. The bear spray is great, as you can see, because then the bear spray is not hitting you in the face and the bear spray is leaning away from your face. So this is really great for bear spray, but not so great for water. So that's one of the downfalls of this harness. I guess you can't have everything. If you want a really, really secure harness, maybe your water bottle is going to be tilted away from your face. Something else really nice about the pack is the mesh side pockets here. Love these. You can fit lots of stuff in there. Now, I don't find that I need these straps on the side. If they got rid of these straps because of how deep these mesh pockets are, I don't think that would have been a problem. I think that they could have decreased the weight on this pack if they got rid of these straps. They're not that useful anyway because they're not a bungee strap. And of course, when you're running, maybe a bungee isn't great because things might bounce. So I think that was the general idea. You can strap things down really hard and they won't bounce around. Honestly, I could have just done without them at all. There are side zips here that are also the water resistant zippers. And unfortunately, when you filled up this pack completely, these inside pockets on the side here become kind of useless because you can't get anything into them when the pack is full. You can fill them up before you fill up the pack, but then you have less volume inside the pack. So I could really have done without these side pockets. There is a top pocket here as well that is also the waterproof material. This one is also inside the pack. So again, not a lot of volume in this pocket if your pack is full. I do like this pocket here though, because I mean, you can put your maps in there or your headlamps or whatever you need to get to fast. Something else I could do without on the pack is all of the Velcro. There is Velcro here that closes the pack up, which is fine. But there's a Velcro in the middle and there's Velcro on the side. I feel like maybe they could have gotten rid of the Velcro on the sides. And also there is an inner lining for this pack that you can take out, and it's a waterproof bag. This is the waterproof bag and it exactly matches whatever size of pack you have. And it also has Velcro. So, I mean, I think that they could have just used this Velcro and then left out the Velcro on the outside of the pack, and that would have saved a lot of weight. They've got this Velcro so you can roll it down, and then they've got a nice snap on the top, which they could have also had on the top of this one instead of these funny hooks that I don't like. But this is totally seam sealed, which is nice, totally waterproof. You can see the seam sealing here. And again, when I use this pack, I don't use this because to me it's just extra weight. I have the stuff that I don't want to get wet, like my extra layers that aren't waterproof layers in a Dyneema bag already that I throw in here, so I never use that thing. If you turn this bag inside out, you can actually match up this Velcro to the Velcro on the inside of the pack so that the inside liner stays put. I think that's about it for the features on the summer pack. So I'm just going to show you the difference between the summer pack and the winter pack. Other than the volume, of course. On the winter pack, we've got these things that are called thermocells. They're supposed to use the heat from your body and keep your hose from freezing. It seems to work pretty well. I also usually have an insulated tube cover on my tube, and then I put it in here. There's an inside way that you can route the tube from your bladder from that pocket that I showed you before that your bladder sits in all the way through here. and you can route it either on this side or this side, it doesn't matter. Which comes to something else that I don't really love. I don't understand why they did the same thing on both sides. Like, I get that you can put your gels and stuff in one side and zip it up and keep it warm, but why did they make the same size of pocket for both sides? They totally could have made a bigger pocket on this side for your stuff and then have this side for your tube. And the other thing that would have been nice is if they actually made this longer so that your tube is longer inside. Because when your tube is in here, it's not using the full length of your tube. Half of the length of your tube is shoved inside the pack. And that's one of the reasons why I use the tube cover. And it doesn't cover the top of the water bladder itself. So there's two places your cold can get into your water. Also, the tube is really short. If you pull the tube out longer so that it can reach your mouth, you can't put it back in and you can't push the tube back up inside. It's too hard. So I find that it's really short. So you're kind of going like this to reach your water tube, which is kind of inconvenient when you're on a mountain bike or a fat bike or whatever. So, I mean, it works all right. It just, there's some ways that they could improve it by making this a lot longer so that your tube can be longer. And also by making this pouch on this side a lot bigger so that you could fit other stuff in here. I mean, if you take off that waist belt, where are you going to put your phone? It would be really nice if this could actually fit your phone and keep your phone warm. And I don't mean like a small phone. I want my big iPhone 14 Pro Plus, I think it is, to fit in here. So that's the difference between the winter pack and the summer pack. This is the 30 liter. You can see it says 30 here. And this is the 24 liter. They're basically all exactly the same. Here is one of the accessories that you can put on the front. This is the accessory for a camera. My husband puts his GoPro on here. The only problem is to get in and out of your pack, it's not super convenient because there's a strap here that goes around and Velcros to the front, and that's how it stays on. So if you want to take your pack off, you have to actually undo this Velcro. I mean, it's not too bad. It's a little bit finicky, but it works all right. And he just mounts his GoPro on here, and it works quite well for him. So that's about it for the features and what I like and don't like about the USWE pack. If you liked this video and you thought that it was useful and helpful, please click the like button. And please make sure that you subscribe so that you can see the rest of our videos that are coming out. We've got lots coming. We've got lots of trips as well coming. We did some backpacking trips this summer that we haven't posted yet. So make sure you don't miss them. Thanks.